but the top I'm braided. No, I'm the one on the path of greatness. They're looking at me, mama, I done made it. I made it, I made it.
Everybody to the post show. That's right, it's the show after the show. The show we're talking about is the Winter Doubles Championship, the first doubles championship for the weekend, or the year actually, and the last tournament for the Winter's Championship portion. We had a great opening to our esports year. Started off with a little bit of brawl ball, and then we got into the meat and potatoes. Started with the 1v1, and then now we had the 2v2 weekend. An incredible weekend of 2v2 gameplay. Really, again, in classic Winter Championship fashion, to just shake things up, really put us on the back foot for how the year always starts. Winter Championship is always a question mark, and now we're talking about it in the post show. I'm Sparky878.
I am slow motion, I think.
Yeah, there you are, man.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. No, it was definitely a weekend. We, of course, had the upsets that we are so accustomed to in Winter Championships. We saw some world champions not be able to get it done. We saw the higher seeds not be able to make it happen, and we're going to go through it step by step, region by region, and break it all down for you.
Now, we're going to start off in Southeast Asia. That is the tournament that happens at least in our time on Friday mornings, followed by Middle East and Middle East right after that. But let's go into SEA and look at our champions there. In third place, it was Vortex Attack Evasion. Then in second place was 6th seed Siren Sphinx, and then we had Phronix and Keith the Poo Poo coming out on top with that gold medal around their neck. We have some highlights here that we want to show you from Keith and Phronix this weekend. They were running a double Olgrim team. We saw a lot of Olgrim this weekend, and only a few truly double Olgrim teams.
Yeah, this is one of the weekends where I truly think I have PTSD from all of the Olgrim on the screen all weekend long, but they were the best to get it done in Southeast Asia, as Keith the Poo Poo getting another one under his belt as well, bringing Phronix along for the ride.
Yeah, you're seeing some of these clips. It was a lot of like double Lance. It was Axe and Lance. The Axes were great coming out from this team as well. Like you see the side sig, you see them sharing, like they're both playing Olgrim, and then you see them share the same game plan. One of them side sig off the edge, missed, got punished, and then the counter punish came through with another side sig. There was a D-Light side air. See if Vortex, okay, we're just going to move on to the next clip. That's fine. Jumping side airs there. There's a great, they're just so good at punishing and counter punishing to make sure that they get something, if not the most, out of every engagement.
Yeah, it was definitely a good run for them. Keith has been pretty much a dominating factor both game modes over in Southeast Asia for a while, and he's getting another one, but they did it in great fashion and able to secure that in a 3-1 win in Grand Finals.
Yeah, how has their run been over the past? Oh, that was actually their first official tournament together. I did not. I'm sorry. Second. Autumn Championship was their first one, and they won that as well. So they've continued that momentum from Autumn Championship last year into the Winter Championship this year as well. You can see the way that the bracket went down in the end. The grand final was a 3-1. Siren Sphinx entered into the elimination semifinals from the Elim side. And then they went 3-1 against Iro and Seijaru. They had a little bit of a tough day. I think they were second seed and ended up not making top 3. And then we had Tax Evasion and Vortex down there going up against Siren Sphinx. That was also a Game 5. Then Siren Sphinx went up and got shut down by Keith and Phronix. One of the things that's kind of interesting that I noticed in all of the regions is we had a seed 1 and a seed 2, or a seed 1 and a seed 3, all in the top 3. And then we would have a seed 6, or we'd have a seed 7, or a seed 5. Also sneak their way in there to defy that seeding a little bit, which was really cool. I think Middle East, no, it was EU was the only one that was a little bit different. And we'll get to that in just a few moments. But yeah, there you see the bracket for Southeast Asia. Now let's move on to our next region. That's right. Later on that Friday morning in our time zone, we move on to Middle East. We're in third place. We had second seed Yellow Flash and Sani. And then we had seed 5 in second place with Marker and Kazumi. And then in first place, it was Fixel and Poe. They were playing the Chun-Li and Zol all day. They were playing really, really well, shutting everybody down. I believe Fixel also won the Middle East 1v1 as well. So we have a unified champion in the Middle Eastern region. And I think Keith also won SEA, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so we have unified in both of those regions.
Take a look at the clips here and how they got the job done. They were an absolute force all day long. He keeps skipping the clips halfway through. He's messing me up. He messed up the rotation here. All right, Fixel, though, you see him take that Nair off the top of that new AOT map.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of Marker and Kazumi there playing up against Fixel and Poe. So, yeah, we saw a little bit of Cannon throughout the weekend. We saw a couple Zulls. We saw a couple of, who else? Of Onyxes as well. So seeing a little bit of Cannon, not a lot, of course, mixed in all amongst the Zariels, a little bit of Wu Shangs as well, and then, of course, all the Ogrims, all the Kayas, and a handful of Teroses out there as well. So when you're seeing a Zull and that's sort of the quote-unquote off pick, it's a little bit interesting, just a little bit of variety coming in. We love to see some Cannon players out there. They're always really fun to watch. I like watching Cannon players quite a bit, just the destructive force that Cannon brings to the table, their ability to play off stage really well. I was watching a Marky Moo video, and he was talking specifically about how strong Cannon can be off stage. There just happened to be a handful of counters as well, which is why he doesn't play it too much anymore. He used to play it in 2s, but we still see it in Southeast Asia from a handful of players out there. You see the bracket right in front of you. Fixel and Poe just demolished Sani and Yellow Flash 3-0. That's huge.
Well, we were actually talking about it. It was Fixel and Poe did not drop a single game the entire tournament until they got to Grand Finals. And you see they did drop the 1-2 Marker in Kazumi. Marker also having his, I want to point out, he did have his best finish ever in official Brawlhalla.
Congratulations.
Getting second place over on that run with Kazumi in the Middle East bracket. So congratulations to him as well for being able to have that great finish.
Yeah, that's huge. It still shows that Fixel definitely runs the region. I don't want to diminish Poe or anything, but I do want to mention yet again that Fixel was the winner of 1v1s, also the winner of 2v2s, and he does that alongside Poe in the 2v2 game mode. But it shows that they aren't completely unbeatable. Marker and Kazumi showed something here. I don't know how much Marker and Kazumi have played together yet. Let me just get that information for you right now since we're here. We can educate the people out there a little bit. Yeah, so they played a handful of times. We're definitely going to see a huge PR jump for Kazumi off of this one. He's coming into it PR 138. They haven't played together since Winter Championship 1 year ago. They got third in that championship, and they've now pushed it, just like you said, for their best placement ever of the silver medal. So that's fantastic. Hopefully they're able to stick together this year and really build that synergy, and we can see them grow and progress throughout the year, and maybe they can take out Fixel and Poe and show that they are not the dominating force in the Middle East that they might have thought they were.
Somebody needs to, that's for sure. But that is the breakdown for Middle East. That was a good run from them. Another great Winter Championship from them. But we're going to move on across the ocean a little bit and move to EU. Actually, not across the ocean at all. We're just moving to EU. And change of region, change of pace. Still a lot of Ulgrims throughout the weekend.
We're moving across the Mediterranean Sea.
There we go. That's what I
map
was looking
enjoyers
for,
out
Sparky.
there. The Mediterranean Sea is the body of water that separates these two regions.
Yeah.
And this is the one that I'm really mentioning with, they have the kind of crazy seeds, not the craziest, but a little bit crazy seeds going into their top 3. In third place, it's Razox and Kimono. They were seed 7. Razox with an unbelievable weekend. Kimono was great too, but Razox showing that he is one of the best, if not maybe the best spear player out there. We have a lot of strong spear players. We have a lot of great Kaya players out there. Some of them will lean on the spear this game. Some of them will lean on the bow this game. If I'm looking at Lorez, like he sometimes changes it up. Still one of the best spear players. I would love to hopefully see, fingers crossed, that maybe we get to see like a Razox and Lorez 1v1 in a 2v2 game. That would be incredible to see those two spear players. But I don't want to just talk about them. In second place, it was Godly and Blaze coming in at seed 4, grabbing the silver medal. And then Taya and Ahmet, they were seed 3 going into this one. That Ulgrim Zariel combo got them the gold medal. That was really huge. This is their second tournament together other than BCX. And they got 4th at BCX. They've now shown that they are the best team in their region while also showing that they're great on the world stage.
So EU was a little weird for me. I mean, I expected Akno and Munir to do a whole lot better than they did. It's always weird for me when I see Akno and Blaze in the same event, in a 2v2 event, and not playing together. It feels kind of wrong to me. But they had very similar, well, not similar, but fifth and second place. But just seeing them not playing together and seeing Akno and Munir not be able to perform in Winter Championship was definitely a little disappointing for me personally.
I don't think it's going to change up who is PR1 in the region. I think Munir will still probably be PR1 even after this because he did get second place in the World Championship. So he's going to have all of the PR points from that. That's going to overshadow for a while. It'll decay over the year. I don't know when like any major drop-off in the decay, like the actual equation of the points. So it's probably going to be a while before Munir loses PR1, even though Taya and Ahmet won this. Akno and Munir, I think, did not place as well as probably they thought, and definitely as well as other people thought they were going to do after getting second place at the World Championship. So maybe they just need a little bit more practice time. Maybe, again, it's Winter Championship shenanigans. So you can see the bracket in front of you. Quite a big bracket here. We saw Ahmet and Taya beat Tree Shrek and Nice. They had an amazing weekend.
I think we got some clips to take a look from Tree Shrek and Nice as well.
So, yeah, the bracket in front of us right there, Ahmet and Taya went 3-1 over Blaze and Godly. But one thing we don't normally see, I feel like you'll see something happen in the winners finals, and then it'll usually be like a worse record in the grand finals once they come back and go for the rematch. Or if they get the reset, then the bracket reset will be like a 3-0 for the team that came in from winners side. So it's really encouraging from this team of Blaze and Godly to see them go 1-3 in winners finals and then come back and take it all the way to Game 5.
It was one of the better grand finals throughout the weekend, in my opinion. It did come down to that Game 5 situation. But I do want to slide in and take a look at some of these highlights. And we're going to start with Blaze and Godly and some of the chemistry we were seeing from them this weekend.
So they came in with the classic Blaze over. Oh, man, what a great pickup. Picking up an unarmed neutral air KO off the top, all the way floating up there to follow up. Fantastic work. Godly, again, we saw like a few times the Zariel players from the weekend having the grab moves in their signature kit, grabbing one person, and then the hits that come after it, the hitboxes that come after it, grabbing the other opponent on the team as well. So we saw that a lot. I expect to see Zariel quite a bit going forward. I don't know how much the dex changes are going to change things. Most of the players that I spoke to didn't really seem to have tried them. Like, they're focused on this current patch. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I think Spring Championship has the chance to be like really interesting, man, with like ground pound, do the off stage from Blaze on the lance on the unarmed. Like, he's giving me like Blitz vibes as well. Blitz had a really good Ulgrim this weekend too. I love that it says old dogs still got it, because like that's genuinely that's true. In this line, in the Brawlhalla line of business, like they are old dogs at this point. Someone tweeted about Akno and how long Akno has played. I can't remember. I apologize.
Long time.
About how like Akno's played for so long in this game, and so even though he's an extremely young person, he's still quote unquote unk at this point because he's played so long in this game and he's been so relevant in this scene. It's good. It's so cool to see Blaze and Godly still has it as well, and then we still have the new people rising up like Ahmet and Taya.
Absolutely, absolutely. As we're taking a look at Ahmet and Taya right now, great catch off the neutral sig from Taya. They were, I do remember some very good interactions from them this weekend, being able to lock in those knockouts with some off-the-top team combos. See right there, the great follow-up. Ahmet finishing up with the recovery.
Taya just kind of backing up over here, letting Ahmet do his thing. Completely just 1v1ing the opponent in that moment. Now, is Taya going to go off stage? Is Ahmet going to go off stage? You got to figure out, like, Taya was posting up on the corner. Like, do I need to worry about that? Then all of a sudden, Ahmet comes in, and he actually hits the gauntlet ground pound. So, again, the reason we saw this team comp is because this team comp is so scary. It can be so devastating. You bring gauntlets off stage. They're so effective. You have Bull off stage. You have all of that range. You have a consistent signature kit all across the board that you can use really well, especially with the double Ulgrams, like axe inlight into side sig that your teammate throws out on the axe as well. Such a potent combination. The double Ulgrams that we saw earlier from Phronix and Keith, they were doing that really well. So yeah, man, it just shows the versatility of a Zariel and an Ulgram and all of the things that they can do together.
Absolutely. Ahmet and Ataya, though, finishing off their highlights. And we do want to, we're going to move on. I think we have some more from Audio Dark and Blitz, some of the stuff they were getting done. No, actually, we had that tree Shrek clip that is lined up, I believe.
I think we got Audio Dark and Blitz first. So if we can get that one up. Dude, Blitz and Audio were going crazy all weekend. Yeah, here it is. I don't remember exactly which one this is, but it's probably Audio going crazy off stage, the ground pound. Here comes Versus in for the save. Gets the save, and he eats the double ground pound off of that. Things like that were happening from this team all weekend, and we were praising Audio for it. This might be a crazy, I think this is the, okay, I thought there was an extended clip there. Are we going back to the same clip? They all kind of blur together. Okay, yeah, so there's the neutral air into the ground pound, into another ground pound. Versus comes for the save, eats the ground pound. And so we were talking about how Audio was doing that the entire set, and then like towards the end of their sets, Blitz was like, yeah, I can do it too. So y'all better praise me for it. And he would just do it unarmed. He'd be finding incredible dares to send them under the stage. He'd be picking up D-like ground pounds unarmed as well. So he was doing such a good job of saying, like, yeah, I'm also a strong off-stage player. Typically, you don't think of Lance with that, so I'm not even going to worry about the Lance off stage. I'm going to do it unarmed. Sometimes I'm going to have the axe as well. He's going to incorporate weapon tosses, so he can start doing it with an axe, throw the weapon down, get an additional piece of stun, get an additional bit to throw them away, and then he's going to end it with the unarmed kit as well. So yeah, we don't have those clips here, but they were happening throughout the weekend. It was a really impressive team to see, even though they weren't like breaking into the top three.
No, the back-to-back ground pounds there. Just an unfortunate situation. Went down there to save your teammate. Think you're doing the right thing and get absolutely deleted out of your stock. But we did want to take a look at that. And we also have this Tree Shrek clip coming up. He made a pretty good run over the weekend, and they had some highlights as well.
Yeah, I don't know exactly which clip we're about to see. I know he had more than a few. So let's see what's happening here. So he's setting up with the side air. He's probably going to do, yeah, he does the stronger send. He's going to move over onto the right side. He's going to come back in. He kind of baits the 2v1 onto his teammate. Now he's in the 1v2. Trying to zone with the Sayers, and again, another pickup where you start a move, the opponent comes in to try and save. Like, yeah, this is that huge throw where Skiff just lost his mind. I swear he was about to pull the beanie over his eyes so that he could not be perceived in that moment. Excuse me while my phone went off. Sorry, that was my father calling me. I should have had that on silent. I apologize to all the chatters out there, all the other lovely viewers. Yeah, so we see the signature. He tries to come in. I think he went to punish with a side light, and he ended up getting picked out of the air and sent down and losing the set. I mean, you can see it on their faces right now. That's exactly how they were feeling, and that's exactly how all of the Twitch chatters were feeling that were watching, or really all the viewers around the world felt that were watching in that moment.
Absolutely. No, that was a good moment. Just kind of one of those wonky interactions sometimes that you get on Brawlhalla. Just moved in to the wrong place at the wrong time. We're going to take another look at it here.
Yes, Spaceatronics, I believe Comer won once. But I could be wrong.
Going down with the ground pound. Reaching over, cannot hit it, and here it is. Hits a signature, and then
that's just so tough.
Jakey just moves over into the spot, and down he goes. I mean, a team that gets knocked out together, survives together? I don't know.
No, you just get knocked out together, I think, actually. I think we saw right there that the team gets knocked out together. Actually, just gets knocked out together.
That's just the end of it. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it was just like he moves up at the end of that just a little bit, so the side light coming in gets caught. I mean, you should be just like D-lighting in that moment or something. That's not the play. I don't think you punish that with a side light. I would love to see what they thought after that moment and how they felt after that moment, because I'm sure that's a really tough moment. I've definitely had those moments in my games, and I know how it makes me feel. I can only imagine what these players feel like after doing it on the world stage in front of the broadcast, in front of everyone, and then losing that game. That's really tough, but that's the way she goes sometimes.
That is the way she goes, and that is going to wrap up everything for EU. Congratulations to everyone yet again in that region, and now it is time to move down to South America and take a look what they had to say for this weekend.
Now in third place, we had 6 seed Kant and Taif. In second place, we had Wes and Vim Tenkilo, and then in first place, Wes and Vim were second seed as well. And then Kaina and Lores coming in first seed, winning everything with that Teros Kaya pick, saying like, we don't need the Olgrim here. We'll still take the Kaya. Lores, one of the best Kayas in the entire world. This Teros Kaya pick is what they've been running for a long time. They've won multiple CEOs on it. They've won World Championship with it. Like they're just an incredible team. I love Wes and Vim Tenkilo. I really, truly do. I love watching them. But they just can't get it done in this region against Kaina and Lores. They're just an unstoppable force. And it's not that Wes and Vim Tenkilo are doing anything wrong. It's Kaina and Lores are just that good. They play the game differently. We talked about it multiple times throughout the entire weekend of Lores knowing that his stock is basically done. Kaina gets knocked out, and then Lores is going to throw that stock away so they can respawn at the exact same time. So it's not offset where you're in a Jackie Chan fight and like, oh, one guy's going to come forward. Of course, Jackie's going to take him out. Another guy's going to come forward. Jackie's going to take him out here as well. So I really love that they do that. That seems super unique to this team, and that's a part of their game plan. And I think it's really interesting that they're kind of the only team that does that right now. And it's not just like Lores choosing to do that, like Kaina does that as well. So it's just a really interesting game plan to go in with.
No, they are definitely two very interesting players to watch. I mean, the way Kaina operates on that hammer is, I mean, nobody does it. Nobody does it. You talk about, weapon specialists, over in North America, it's Guichibu on, the guitars and things that we see from him. And then over here in South America is exactly the same for Kaina, especially off of that hammer. And it was another dominating performance from them all through the bracket. Kant and Taif did give them a little bit of trouble in winners finals, but they were able to brush them down to elimination side and keep it moving forward.
Now, they didn't make it into the top 3, but shout out to Mac and Ian as well. What seed were they? Excuse me, let me pull up the tab real quick. Like Mac and Ian were 4th seed, but a lot of that is I don't want to say boosted because people are going to draw conclusions that I'm not trying to make, but it was definitely enhanced, we'll say, by the fact that Mac and Ian went to BCX and did so well at BCX. So congratulations to them coming in seed 4 and then placing 4th here, almost taking out Wes and Vim Tenkilo. Like they got a game off of Wes and Vim Tenkilo. They beat Lopez and Hughes. That was the big surprising moment for me where I was like, oh, okay, all right, Mac and Ian, good work on that. That's huge because Lopez wasn't able to make it to BCX, so he's not able to get that boost in the seeding from the points that you gain from going to a tournament like BCX. Maybe one day. Lopez, please, man, maybe one day. I'm really hoping we can get you out. Same thing for Taif. I really want to see Taif in 1v1 bracket too. So yeah, man, I think it's a great start. It's the most normal start.
Yes.
For any winter championship is in South America.
I mean, I didn't even really think about it, but this literally is our most normal bracket of the weekend. Like, this one makes sense. I can get around this one.
You could take this and put it on spring championship or summer championship or autumn championship, and we'd be like, yes, that's correct.
The rest of these were definitely a little different throughout the weekend. But let's take a look at some of these highlights from South America and see some of the breakout performances from some of these players.
Yeah, I think we got Wes and Vim Tenkilo clips coming up first here in just a moment. Wes still, of course, playing on that Tesca that has kind of permeated into the other regions. We don't see it as much as I would have expected by now. Maybe with the dex changes, people are going to hop off of the Olgrim and maybe onto the Tesca a little bit. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why we haven't seen as much Tesca in the other regions.
They just I keep saying his edge guard kit is just absolutely amazing, especially in twos. You can put up such a brick wall on that corner, and we are starting to see it kind of bleed out a little bit to other regions. know we saw more Tesca throughout the weekend than just in South America.
One of the things I specifically love from like Wes's more than some of the other Tescas out there, we saw it like in the beginning of the clip, is his ability to like push off stage where he's closer to the stage, his opponent is closer to the blast zone. He's able to pick up the D-light on the boots and then turn around the side air. There aren't too many weapons where you're able to turn things around like that as easily as you are with boots. So his ability to do that, it was in the very first clip, he's able to send his opponent back towards his teammate. Of course, you can just side air your opponent towards the blast zone, but if they're not in KO damage, you send them back to your teammate who can then put out a big move. Maybe that big move will be the knockouter, or you can throw out the move following up off of that. And you turn what would be just like a potential edge guard where you might get the stock and maybe something good happens, but also potentially you risk something bad might happen. You might lose your stock. There might be a turnaround. You both take a gauntlet ground pound. We saw that from Audio in the EU region. So being able to do that with the boots kit and do that as well as Wes does it, not even just off stage, you can do that on stage as well. So his ability to do that really adds a lot of flexibility and utility to the boots kit.
Keeping that in mind, though, we have swapped over to Kana and Lores, and we're seeing a look at these at this hammer from Kana that we were talking about earlier, and some of this Kaya from Lores, and the way they were able to get it done this weekend. Well, it really comes down to the bracket. I mean, nobody was able to get it done against them all weekend long, and they just are that dominating force in South America. Continued on here in the beginning of 2026.
And the fact that they were able to do that with a 3-0 in Grand Finals is really impressive as well, because they won CEO 2025 last year. We remember that moment. It was huge. That was where Lores also became the unified 1v1 champion as well. So they both now won a CEO doubles and a CEO 1v1. But then Summer Championship, they got second. So they struggled a little bit, more than a little bit in that tournament. And then after that Autumn Championship, maybe they're going to wrap it up for BCX. No, they ended up doing worse and got third. Other teams really rising up in South America, but between the off season and now, all of a sudden, now they're showing themselves as the top team in the region, showing that they still got it as well.
Still got it indeed. As we follow up with some more of their highlights, it's just I'm so focused on springs at this point. Like, all I want to do is get the springs. It's hard to even look at this. I know that you know, things have been, we're seeing the same legends. I don't want to use the word stale, but as somebody who plays Brawlhalla day in and day out, I'm ready for a change, and I cannot wait to see how all of these players from different regions adapt to the changes that are coming.
Yeah, that's two really important things that you're laying out here. Is one, the dex changes. Are things going to change? Players could just say, I'm going to tank it. Maybe we're still going to see just as many Ultims. Maybe they opt into the dex stance. So it's the question mark of, do things change? How greatly do they change? But then also with just generally how Winter Championship goes, what is going to be the carryover? Who can lock in for Winter Championship and continue that momentum into Springs? So even the changes notwithstanding, take those changes out, we still have the interesting storylines that start in the Winter Championship and see, okay, who can keep up now? Because sometimes... sorry, players. Sometimes people don't practice as much as they should for the Winter Championship.
Really?
It happens. It happens.
No.
Passing no judgment whatsoever. Some people love to take that off season all the way up to the last minute. They deserve it after a long year of competition. Sometimes they need the break. Sometimes they don't do as well at Winter Championship. But then the real ones lock in between the two. They get that wake-up call on Winter Championship afternoon when they're like, oh, hold on. These other teams have been practicing. They've been hitting the rank queue. They've been hitting the scrims. So seeing what will carry over from Winter Championship into Spring Championships on top of the dex changes, I think is really going to be an interesting little thread that we get to tug on throughout the entire break between now and Springs.
Yeah, I can't wait. I kind of went off on a little tangent there for a second. I do apologize. But it is a very, very exciting time to be a Brawlhalla player and to be involved in Brawlhalla esports. Whenever there is a big change or a meta shift, it just kind of gets me a little tingly.
So did we, sorry production, I wasn't paying attention.
We didn't.
Did we play, we didn't play the SSL clip? Is this one going to have audio? Okay, this one will have, that's why I wanted to make sure, so that we're just going to let this SSL clip play without us talking over it, because we have some fun audio. We heard it earlier, so we can just go ahead and rip that one.
O ritmo do jogo, ó. Finaliza o game. O Ninja ficar sozinho no 2v2, que agora 2v1, né? Que agora ficou meio inviável. Será que ficou inviável? O Ninja é muito bom! Que é isso, menino?
Backside of the ground pound on that one.
É, meu parceiro. 2v1.
What a clip from Caw Ninja. What was his seed going into this one? Let me click over to the tab and try and find it. Excuse me, through these team names. Like I'm struggling to find out. I don't want to sit here for 20 minutes. But congratulations to Caw Ninja for that incredible combo string that he was able to hit. So much damage so quickly on 2 members, and he's able to seal the deal with that ground pound and the second ground pound too, hitting the backside of it. Incredible work on that one from a player we don't get to see too much of. We see Enrico in chat saying Caw Ninja's so good. I would agree. Hey Enrico, since we got you here, am I saying that correct? I just kind of blast from the hip on that one. But of course, we got to see some beautiful commentary from Estisau. I love hearing Estisau commentary.
Can't understand it
because they'll just
love it so much.
They'll hit those moments so well from players that they've seen grow up in this region and play really well in this region and get better and better and better and really like fight their way into the conversation amongst players like Kaina and Lores and Hughes and Lopez.
For sure, for sure. No, it's great when we get to see a good clip from a player that we normally don't get to talk about for sure. But that was a wrap on South America. Of course, Akaina and Alores getting it done yet again, 3-0 in grand finals. And now it is time to move up to our events from yesterday. Yesterday from North America.
Yes.
And see how North America did.
So in third place, we had our first seed, our world champions, Zen and Hideaway. They felt really confident going into this tournament. I asked them, how are you feeling? World champions, do you feel any extra pressure to perform now that you're world champions going into the Winter Championship? And they were like, no, not really worried about it. We're super confident. We're going to do really well this tournament. And they came in third place coming in at first seed. So I think that's definitely lower than they expected themselves to be in the North American region. And then in second place, we had our fifth seed, Rise and Soul, do really well, bringing in that Teros Rayman.
Bro, they were so much fun.
They really were
so much fun to watch. They were on an absolute menace. Couldn't get it done in grand finals, and we're going to take a look at all the highlights and how we got there. But no, they were so much fun to watch this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, look at the bottom in the elimination finals. Rise and Soul 3-0 against world champions Hideaway and Zen. Incredible work from Rise and Soul. I thought they were going to be coming in with the Olgrim and Kaya into this because that's what they were playing in previous tournaments. But no, they brought in the Teros and the Rayman, giving us a little bit of variety. We saw some Teroses. We saw a handful of Rayman swaps as well from some of the other teams. We saw some Dawson picks as well, just in case we're keeping track of crossovers on that one. So Rise and Soul played really well, but couldn't get it done. It was a 3-1 by a team I did not expect to do this well this quickly.
No, I agree. I agree. But I also we had some gripes during grand finals, if I remember. We were Rise kind of disengaging completely, and it kind of put them in a bad position in grand finals a little bit, being able to try and push that to a reset. Just getting into trouble very, very early, and then just not being able to recoup from that was just kind of the pattern that I was seeing in grand finals yesterday.
But yeah, Balloon Boy and Moni, they really were just locked in with one another. The synergy that they had already seemingly built up so quickly. I expected them to do well. I didn't put them in my top 3 because I really thought Marky Moo and Future Bubble were going to perform based on the way they were talking about how much they've been practicing and how they were going to let the gameplay do the talking and how Marky Moo was focusing on 2v2. I expected them to not need as much time to cook, and I expected Balloon Boy and Moni to actually need more time to cook. So I had my predictions kind of inverted and flipped, and Balloon Boy and Moni really showing their combos that they were picking up. Great Sword's not the easiest thing to play with. It's very difficult, but the fact that they were able to lock in with one another and be on the same page so often, despite not really being a team that's been tested in tournament, because Balloon Boy regularly plays with Radish, he's played with Hideaway in the past. Moni's never really had that like solid, strong 2v2 teammate that he can rely on for an extended period of time and someone that he can play with tournament after tournament and really build that synergy. But he nailed it with Balloon Boy. I mean, he said it in the interview that like him and Balloon Boy are friends. So this is like a normal relationship that then comes together and just it's a force multiplier here for the 2v2 game mode.
No, Moni is one of those players. He does impress me. The way he will not waver from that great sword, no matter how bad people say it is, it's not viable in
how bad he says it is.
Right. It's never going to get the job done. He comes in and proves with Balloon Boy that indeed they can find the synergy, find the power to get the job done and get the gold medal.
Yeah, so this team formed partially because Radish is in Japan for his semester this year at school. When Radish comes back, I don't know if he's going to get picked up by Balloon Boy. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going to be happening at this point because I love Balloon Boy and Moni. I want to see this team. I was going to say I want to see this team progress. They're already showing they're a top team in North America. This is one of the biggest teams that I'm really looking at for can they continue this into Springs. I'm not saying that they can't, but I'm really wondering if this momentum will continue into the Spring Championship and if we'll see them in the top 3 or if we'll see them bringing home yet another gold medal.
Only time will tell.
That's true.
I mean, Balloon Boy is kind of I always like seeing him. He's been able to get a couple in 2s now, but I mean, I just need to get the gold over in 1s. That's all I need. But no, hopefully they'll continue on. We'll see Imani and Balloon Boy back for Springs because obviously if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And before we get to the Rise and Soul highlights real quick, I did want to point out, it was pointed out before, but just for everybody here who didn't hear it before, this was Moni's first 2v2 top 3. Like, that's huge. Being able to practice really hard and show it here in the Winter Championship, first tournament of the year, I think bodes really well, not only for this team, but Moni as a 2v2 player. So congratulations on picking up your first top 3, and it's a gold medal, brother.
Absolutely. Let's slide on over, take a look at Rise and Soul because they had some amazing highlights as well. They were getting it done all afternoon long.
They've shown themselves to be a consistent top team in North America, bouncing between 2nd place and 4th place all last year. That's going to continue into this year as they pick up yet another 2nd place, yet another silver medal. You see them just playing this really smart, playing it back from the wall. They see their opponent peek up just a little bit. Here comes the dash and D-Light into the side air from Rise, and you're going to take that in red from Ateros. You're done. It's over for you.
No, I think the caption at the bottom pretty much spells a story for that. I mean, they were able to send the world champions down to elimination side and then go down there and eliminate them from the tournament.
That's impressive.
So they may not been able to get the overall dub, but being able to double eliminate the world champion team is definitely impressive.
Yeah, that's a huge statement that they're making for this year. And they had some solid wins on other teams. I'm trying to just kind of scroll through the bracket to see before the end of those games or the end of the bracket happened. Like they had a 3-1 win on Guichabu and Raid, who were coming in seed 4 on this. That was especially one. Like we were kind of harping on Raid quite a bit. Like when he was sitting over on the wall, it was tough. It's the Winter Championship. Everybody deserves a second chance. Your second chance is the Spring Championship. Right. So I believe in you, Raid. I know you got it in you. But yeah, here's some more of these Rise and Soul clips. Back-to-back wins on the BCX champions is really crazy. Because Zen and Hideaway were dominant in BCX. They really were. They didn't just like barely by the skin of their teeth dig it out of the ground. No, it was very, very, very impressive win at BCX. And Rise and Soul, they're able to get it done. They're able to keep the practice moving through the offseason, pick up another silver medal. We'll see if they can continue that into Spring Championships as well and show themselves as a top 3 team. Because 2nd and 4th is solid, but when you can really push into that guaranteed top 3 guaranteed podium every time, that's when you really got something special. And then that final push is usually the hardest one, but it's the most rewarding.
For sure. I'm taking a look. Zen and Hideaway, they were absolutely untouchable except for Rise and Soul. Yep. As soon as they would get to Rise and Soul, they would have a battle upon their hands. Rise and Soul sending them down to elimination, a 3-1 victory on winner side. And then, of course, the 3-0 victory against them in elimination finals.
Again, coming in, now we're looking at the Balloon Boy and Moni clips. We're seeing yet another Zariel on the board. We're getting Balloon Boy this time. I was wondering if he was going to play some Mega Man going into this one. He said, yeah, nah, I'm not really going to do that. I'm mostly going to be sticking on the Zariel pick. His gauntlets are incredible. His bow is incredible. You see the inlight. You're going to see him rotate over. Now you see Moni on the edge. And the instant. You saw Rise go in, potentially getting the ground pound, potentially getting the KO there, and Balloon Boy just completely shot it down. Incredible work.
Incredible working. Ooh, that was a nice air from Rise, catching Balloon Boy down there at the bottom. Monty right there, able to poke away with that great sword. Like I say again, very impressive work from him all weekend long. Balloon Boy finished up with the recovery. The Devil Jin looked fantastic this weekend.
Yeah, Balloon Boy was playing on a different level this weekend for sure. There were some games where it was really him coming out of the woodwork, but like there's no way that you're just going to win the tournament off of Balloon Boy only playing good.
Right.
So Moni was there when he supported. He was there when he was the leader. He was the initiator. He was that turtle acting as that tank in the beginning. Of course, he was a part of so many of those team combos that they were able to pick up so often and extended, and they were big impact. It wasn't just 80 damage. 80 damage is great, but you can turn it into a stock, or you can turn it into picking up 2 different people and add up all of that damage onto both of them at the same time. Then all of a sudden you get the full team wipe just 25 seconds later.
Exactly.
So there's synergy. Like, I can't talk about that enough. It was different this weekend for sure. Way more than I expected from Moni. No disrespect to Moni whatsoever, but he was going into this one at like PR 18 in 2v2, and then all of a sudden he comes out and win this. So showing that the chemistry that he has with Balloon Boy is something special, and the whole is greater than the sum of the parts.
Oh, he's definitely going to get a boost in that PR after this weekend's event for sure. Congratulations again to Balloon Boy and Amani. They are your North American Winter Champions. But I want to take a look at a couple more clips here because we had one for Flower from Flower this weekend. I think we want to take a little look at.
Yeah, we didn't get to really see Flower too much on stream. He was playing with Anime this weekend. I was wondering, like, do I put Flower in my top pick with the way that all the North American teams were playing, like, we're square dancing with one another and like swapping partners and all of that happened, the musical chairs that are going on in North America right now. I was like, I don't really know where to place Flower right now, but I mean, he's still showing us an amazing clip right here. An extended string, the side air, the down air, yet another down air. Is it going to be a weapon toss? What is it going to be? He's just going to wait for the down air, yet another down air. That's a spear player right there. And Flower's not even like, when you think of Flower, you don't think of a spear player. No. You don't think of a Kaya. You don't even really think too much of a 2v2 player coming out from Flower. Those are not the first thoughts entering your mind. They may be the second, third, and fourth thoughts, but you're thinking about the Yumiko. You're thinking about the 1v1 gameplay. And here he is showing you great weapon toss to interrupt, the pickup, the D-light, the side air, another side air, and the ground touch for the jump reset and the down air. And here's another down air. You know he's going to charge up that recovery. All you got to do is wait. And another down air, and then here's yet another down air. I'm glad they're not charging him per down air, or I think he'd be broke after this one.
That was brutal. That was absolutely brutal showing from Flower, and yes, it is a little weird not seeing him on the Yumi, but Kaya, obviously the better pick in twos.
Yeah, I think I want to see his spear really get pushed further and further. His bow's really solid, but I think if you're looking to swap onto a weapon, I think spear is a great choice right now in 2v2. He's showing you like so many of the things that you can do with this weapon, and that doesn't even bring the recoveries into play that we saw so many recoveries pick up, so many recoveries picking up 2 different people this weekend as well. So yeah, I'm loving this character choice from Flower. I'm loving to see his spear. Maybe all I'm saying is pick a Nash. Well, maybe not after Dex changes, but I was going to say pick a Nash in 1v1s, get that hammer really swinging, get that spear on lock, and I think you're going to be in a good spot. But I love the Yumiko from him as well. I'm loving the spear. I'm loving to see some variety as well coming out from Flower.
No, I don't want him to change. He needs to play the Yumiko forever.
Okay.
The Yumiko needs at least the one person representing her.
Okay.
She deserves that.
Here's what we need to do.
Okay.
Here's what we need to do is we see Flower swap onto the Nash. And then, oh no, who's our Yumiko player? It's Kaina. It's kind of from South America, except he actually doesn't need to play Yumiko. I'm sorry. He needs to play Cassidy, and he needs to get on those blasters that he was practicing with Balloon Boy, and he needs to get on the Cassidy train. That's what we're doing now. It's Cassidy 2026. Hammer players, get on board. Don't be left behind. It's Cassidy 2026.
Straight propaganda from a Sparky at 7-8 on the desk right now, and that's okay.
Wouldn't be the first time.
It won't be the last. King Zumo, hi. I mean, if you're going to say hello to me, I'll say hello back.
What do we got for us on the Winter Championship pack? You guys are probably getting some of your skins this weekend, some of those cosmetics that you love from the partnered creators around the Brawlhalla community, but there are also other ways to get some of the best skins that we've seen in the game. You can see the Ice Skate Scythe, incredible. One of the coolest looking scythes, one of the most savage looking scythes, especially after the Winter Olympics. It really feels like this is so fitting. Shout out to all the gold medalists in North America. Baby, ice skating, we got it on top. We love that. But also, it's one of the most economical ways to get Mammoth coins in the entire game. If you're a value guy, I love a great value. This is what you're going to be looking for if you want to pick up some Mammoth coins. Guess what? Pick up the Winter Championship pack. You can get those Mammoth coins that you want, and you also grab a Winter Championship 2026 avatar and one of the best. I'm not necessarily going to say the best scythe in the game. I'd have to go back to the drawing board and look at it, but one of the best, if not the best, scythe skins in the game.
I will say this is going to be one of the weapon skins from a seasonal pack that goes down as people are going to be mad they don't have it. They're going to get tossed coast to coast with this scythe in a ranked match, and they're going to be like, where do I get this scythe? And you're not going to be able to because it's going to be gone.
Yep, you're going to get the scythe skin, 300 Mammoth coins, and a cool animated avatar. It's animated. I didn't even know it was animated because we're just looking at a still picture right now. I'm sure those chains rattle and maybe they go and do. That's chain noise right there. So, yeah, this is definitely going to be the ones. Like, this is going to go up. It won't be, like, quite in the level that people want from, like, the Cure Seeker Hammer. Like, that's the one that everybody always clamors for and really wants really bad. But this is definitely going to be one of them. So if you're a scythe player out there, pick this one up. If you're not a scythe player, maybe think about moving on to it. Who knows? You might love it. Pick this one up as well.
Heck yeah, we're going to move on because we have tons of community events going on around the regions. We have Galaxy Cup holding down North America this month. We have NSIG. We have Brawl League doing their Slam Rock $2,000 1v1 tournament. That's not too shabby. SIB holding it down with their Frostbite number 19 and Estasau with a $2,000 1v1. And, of course, our style getting it done this month again with their Kung Foot series. And Brawl League also doing their Legend Lock series again with Blasters being this month.
Yeah, if you're a Blasters player, make sure to sign up for that one. And if you're not a Blasters player, but you like a Legend that happens to have Blasters and a weapon that you actually do play, sign up for that one as well. You don't just have to play Blasters, you just have to play a Blasters Legend. Swap onto the other weapon. That's cool too. But yeah, you mentioned the Kung Foot. I love that we have 3 R-style Kung Foot tournaments, so make sure to keep your eyes peeled to that. It's brawlhalla.com/BH community. They have the link in chat. Thank you, Wangana, for that one. So just pop by there every now and then, see if something's coming up in your region that you are interested in. You can sign up for that and have a great time, getting involved with the rest of the community and seeing what the rest of the community has to offer.
Yeah, sign up, support your community TOs. They work really hard. Moving on, though, speaking of special events, the Eternal Sports is coming back with a triples. I'm excited. I will be there for it, I imagine. At least I'm going to ask to be.
Yeah, this is one of PJ's favorite game modes.
That's what I hear.
That's what he told us on the broadcast this weekend. So I'm sure PJ is going to be looking to sit alongside you and do some commentary for 3v3. It's a really interesting mode because we get to see with Kung Foot and Brawl Ball and any of the other, I don't want to call them secondary modes. I'll call them different modes out there. You
specialty modes.
Yeah, specialty modes. There you go. You have those communities who are like nails at those. That's what they practice. That's how they play Brawlhalla. But typically when we see 3v3 happen, that's when you see like 3 pro players who are friends get together and we see a grand finals of like 6 professional players, and they are just able to dissect the chaos that comes from 3v3. I can't do it. When I've queued 3v3 and it's like the mode of the month or whatever, I can't do it. It's too much for me. 2v2 is even too much for me sometimes. I struggle with that, so just seeing these players really dissect the chaos and weave through all the noise and be able to turn craziness into something when there are 6 players on the screen, it's something special to behold.
I am looking forward to hopefully some of these teams do some serious labbing, and I want to see these nasty 3-man team combos. I want to see people getting sent coast to coast, up the ladder, and everything in between. So I will be tuned in, hoping to see some of that chaos.
Yeah, go to brawlhalla.com/challenger to sign up for that. The link is on the bottom of your screen. Sign up for triples, the 3v3 Eternal Sports Championship. That'll be fantastic. I can't wait for that one. And one more thing we got before we let you go. Fortunately, we have some bad news. Brawlhalla Combat Evolved is is leaving the store. It's not gone yet. Don't worry. You can get right now. Rush to the store. Rush to the store.
Run.
Grab everything off of the shelf. You need it right now. It's leaving soon. The next patch that comes out, it will be gone. So if you want to pick up Master Chief, if you want to pick up Arbiter, if you want to pick up any of the other cosmetics that are in there, make sure to head to the store now. Don't forget. Don't be like, oh, no, I'm going to remember this one, because you will not remember this one. I've been there too many times. You're getting advice from me right now. This is directly to you out there. Go to the store right now. Get those skins. I don't even play Isaiah, and I had to get the Master Chief. That's Chief. That's John 117.
Yes, he is. But that is, I think that's everything. We have Brawlhalla Combat Evolved leaving the store. We have community tournaments. We have triples coming up. So lots of things coming up in the world of Brawlhalla and Brawlhalla Esports.
So thank you guys so much for tuning into the post show, the show after the show. This show was the Winter Championship doubles. That's it for the Winter Championship back-to-back weekends. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Keep your eyes peeled to all the normal places. Go to Brawlhalla.com/schedule for streams in your region. Go to challengermode.com/Brawlhalla to see past, current, and future tournaments. Keep your eyes peeled to Twitter.com/Brawlhalla and Twitter.com/ProBrawlhalla so that you can find other announcements and see clips during the tournament and see cool stuff that you might have missed. Make sure to go to the esports tab on the main page. You launch into the game. The moment you are actionable, there's a big old tab in the bottom right. That'll bring you all the esports information you need in case you need another source, as well as the power rank leaderboard. Make sure to keep your eyes peeled for all of those places. We'll see you on the next one. Spring Championship in just a few weeks. It's more than a few weeks, but we'll love to see you there and everything in between, y'all.
Bye-bye!